Right. All right. So this is going to be a brief-ish meeting. Brief. We're aiming for brief. Sorry about that. I'll be definitive about that. So since we're all new to each other here, this is and I want to make this clear to folks that are watching this that the entire, and I'll get into that a little bit more later. That's the crux of what I came here to talk about today. But so the only part of the JLMSC that we're seeing here today is the district representation, and then there's a very good reason for that. And like I said, we'll explain that in a bit. But I just, since we don't all know each other, I mean, I know Stephen knows me, but we don't know you. If we could all introduce ourselves, that'd be great. Whoever wants to start, go for it. So we'll go, Emma.
Sure. I guess I see I need to be called on like a student. I'm Emma Dragon. I'm the new public health director for the town of Amherst. I'm a nurse by background. I live in Hadley, and I have my graduate degree in emergency disaster management. I feel really passionate about public health, community, and also people, in addition to not just only our students having a safe environment, but also all of our workforce. I believe in that as well. I think looking at data is a great thing, and I think we're going to do good work together. So I'm glad to be here.
You want to go first, Stephen, or I go?
Oh, sure. I'll go. Steve Sullivan, and I'm the Shutesbury representative to the Regional School Committee through the Shutesbury School Committee. And I work for the Shutesbury Highway Department. That's why I'm dressed like I was out in the rain all day, and I just hopped in my truck, and here I am.
Sweet. Welcome. And I'm Ben Harrington. I'm a member of the Amherst School Committee as well as the Amherst Regional School Committee. And I'm also the Assistant Facilities Director for the district. So that's my day job. And so what I'm going to do is kind of breeze through the agenda items. So we had a discussion of metrics on there. I kind of don't want to get into that without the other half of the body being here. The next one was a facilities update. Also can wait till we have a full complement to have that conversation. And then agenda planning, we clearly can't do without the full committee here. So we'll get into the reasonably unforeseen topics, which include the fact that our the APEA reps for the JLMSC wanted to postpone this meeting and weren't comfortable with meeting. And a lot of it had to do with procedure and format of the meeting. And so I began having discussions with them, and there are still some things that we need to kind of hash out and solidify before we go further. But I just wanted to say that the safety of our staff and students and everyone involved is heavily on their minds as well too. I don't want anyone in the public to think that there's this lack of caring. That's not why they're not here. It's that there is a great deal of caring here. And so some of their concerns that they had were the idea of the meeting being held publicly, which, because of the fact that, and I'll just explain this out as best I can, because of the fact that we have two members of the school committee here, the regional school committee, we constitute a subcommittee. No one else on JLMSC constitutes a subcommittee, and nobody else is necessarily directly adherent to open meeting laws, but Mr. Sullivan and I are, and we can't actually meet and discuss what we talk about, what we're here to talk about in the JLMSC without it being a public meeting. So that clearly is a matter that we need to suss out there. Also, one of their main concerns with it being public it's not the idea of transparency. We'll get into that later on as well. It was the idea that they want staff to be able to come to us with concerns, and at times they may need to do that in kind of an anonymous way, and a public meeting is probably the worst place to do something anonymously. So we're gonna have to work that out. Also, they took issue with the idea of having a non-district management member as a part of the committee. Well, I'm sorry, someone who's not part of the district or management as part of the committee, and would be more accepting of a public health official in an advisory role, which is clearly something we need to, I guess just discuss more, because as was explained to me, the district has the right to put forth the 3 members as it states in the MOA. We can put forth 3 members of our choosing. And so we just kind of need to clear that up. And they also wanted the superintendent to be present. Sorry, not president. No, we're good with that fight. They wanted the superintendent to be present because of his ability to make decisions kind of on the spot and to provide the broadest swath of information to the committee. I think there's some things we can work out with that. They also, the reason they're not here is that they want these matters to be brought before the school committee as a whole first, discussed, and then we can come back and talk things out again. And they've been easy to talk to, I'll say. And so the major area of agreement was that the scope and purpose of the JLMSC needs to be relayed to the public, specifically the fact that the JLMSC, the Joint Labor Management Safety Committee, is an advisory committee and not a decision-making body. And so I'm very much in agreement that we should allow the public to know that. So that's really the gist of what I had. So if there's any questions, concerns, anything the 2 of you wanted to talk about. This is the only chance me and you get to talk about this, Mr. Sullivan, until the next school committee meeting.
Yeah, I haven't. Oh, where's mine?
No, go back. There you go.
I haven't gotten a chance to read that email that you sent yet. I read the first paragraph and then I jumped back onto this.
Yeah, that's fair. I think a lot of, actually, I'm going to kind of come up with a synopsis of that for the next school committee meeting, and we'll probably be discussing it as a school committee.
That sounds good to me, because it's funny that we can't, that it's actually hard not to. The other day I wanted to respond to your email and I knew enough not to.
Right. And I got secondary advisement today that's how it needs to work, is that we have to have so I suppose we could post meetings and have executive sessions prior to our meetings. Maybe we can handle things that way, I guess. So do you have any questions, Emma?
Well, I've only read a little bit in the paper because I do live around nearby. But I guess I'm looking for how I can be helpful to the advisory committee. Really, what is the community and all of our labor force here looking for in terms of public health? Because I want to be able to be as best of a resource as I can be, and come prepared and able,
Definitely. Perfect. And I guess for me, the main thing is that we continue the work that we've done here, and that we keep health and safety kind of in our, I don't want to say crosshairs, that's too military for me this week, but
at the forefront of our minds.
There you go. See, public health. There we go. But so my goal is to get things worked out prior to next Friday, and then next Friday we can have a robust meeting. And in the meantime, we'll be taking every step to make that happen. In all seriousness, this is like the most important subject we can be talking about right now. We do still, I just want to remind folks that we do still have custodians in buildings. We do have drivers driving students to tech school. We have cafeteria workers that are making lunches for our students. And we also have teachers who are teaching remotely from classrooms here. As some of you parents probably recognize the background that they are actually in the buildings. So I think this work needs to be done, and I think it needs to be done in a fair, equitable way. And so we're going to try to work towards coming to an amicable agreement and keep the ball rolling. All right, so that's all I have for today. Unless anyone else has any objections, do we adjourn? Do we run away?
No,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. I mean, I just really want to thank everyone for inviting me to this meeting. I'm really excited to be in this capacity. I know it's going to be really tireless work as public health is right now, but I really know that we're going to do good work together. And we have mutually shared goals of everyone being, as we can be engaged in our community and doing all the work that we want to do. So I just want to thank you for that.
Perfect. And thank you for being here and taking time out of your day to.
Yeah, of course. This is the work.
All right. Anything, Steve? Can we be informal here?
Yes, absolutely.
I freak out when people talk about Mr. Harrington. I think like I'm in trouble or my dad's around or something.
Yeah, it's always, I feel like it's my dad. I've never been a Mr. Sullivan.
Right.
I can't do it. Even in the classroom, I couldn't do it.
Right. So anything you want to say before we part ways here, or?
No, I'm just happy to be here too, and we'll see we can't get this thing rolling for next week. And I will talk to you on Tuesday because I can't talk to you prior to that.
Right. Just seems so unfair, but law is the law, right?
So Ben, am I hearing that this time is kind of a weekly placeholder for this committee?
Yes. So in the first one or two meetings, we actually the first meeting was like about 3:45, and that didn't seem to work. But yeah, we eventually at some point agreed that 4 to 4:45 is kind of the sweet spot. So hopefully that works for everyone else.
Yeah, I'll just make sure that I have that and I have that as a placeholder. So, okay. All right.
Perfect. All right, so let me send this message. All right. So with that being said, that's a perfect segue. So we'll see you folks next. Well, I'll see Stephen
Tuesday, and Emma, I'll at a bare minimum see you Friday.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.
See you.